that if they could keep him out, keep their heads, they could plunder the other bowlers in the attack. But sometimes just show respect for a guy who's got the ball seam.
I think especially if you get New Zealand bowlers in their own conditions, they're prepared to pitch the ball up a little bit.
That's a nice shot. And that'll be a confidence booster too for Butler. Maybe not quite the feet movement he would have liked, but he got the bat out to it and played the line beautifully.
And that's just controlled aggression for me. It's slightly wider, it's pitched up, the opportunity to try and get away through the delivery, get the hands through. It's hit hard with the intention of hitting it for 4, but not trying to hit it 20 metres past the boundary. Gets himself into a better position. Joss Butler lets the ball come a little bit further.
Duffy won't mind that with 2 slips in. Just an overcorrection here from Duffy as a straight down leg played nicely. Ben Duckett, another who has not enjoyed a great tour, and this is his series so far. Well, the first one, you won't see a better ball. That is the stuff of dreams for folks. That's the second against Duffy. Again, non-committal shot from Duckett, and then this time trying to attack, but it was too wide to pull, and he perishes courtesy of a Russian Ravindra catch. 2 big names. We haven't seen a lot of them in the middle. They have a very big assignment. Gotta be close, gotta be close.
That feeler had to be direct hit there. Got to look at all 3 stumps to Russian Ravindra. Still close enough to send that upstairs.
We have an umpire here from Rilia. This side on here, the striker here, please. Yeah, bat's grounded, ready to give him a decision.
Bit of heart in the mouth stuff there. Ravindra probably not the strongest arm in the team, and Tom Latham is still a long way back behind the stumps.
Oh look, every collapse has a run out in it. That's the only thing we're missing.
Swings the bat, that'll run away for 4. Down past the wide third man. A couple of boundaries here, maybe just settling the nerves. 40 for 4 after 9. Over the power play, and New Zealand are going to stick with their 2 opening bowlers here. Zach Folks from the southern end. To the pads. Run there.
They're talking about the methods in which players are adopting, trying to use. I think the last ball of the Jacob Duffy over, that shows it perfectly. Fuller, wider outside the off stump, and it's fast hands through the ball, throwing the hands at the delivery. So if there is an edge, you know it's going to carry over the slip fielders. So that's actually stacking things back in your favour as a batter by playing like that.
1 minute short mid-wicket there too. Frag, just another something in the eye line. Pressure on.
You don't often have it, do you? In a one-day international side, you're batting at number 6. You walk in, and you see a man at first slip, you see a leg slip, you've got a man in at a catching mid-wicket. It feels like there's a lot all around you. It feels like there's very little room for error. So you have to be precise with your movements.
Mid on, mid off, very straight as well. Just has a wee flutter at that one, does Joss Butler.
That's just excellent bowling, because the delivery that would be sitting in the back of Joss Butler's mind at the moment, it's the big in-swinger. Those fielders positioned catch leg side, inside half of the blade. But when there's the ability to just get the ball to stand up, straight, even leave the right-handed player, always going to draw Butler into playing, because the one he's watching out for is that in-swinger.
It's cross-seam deliveries. So there it is! There it is, folks. Big appeal. Hassan Raza says no.
It's a long way down. I feel like it's outside.
Tom Latham, I think, had a power of veto there. He said maybe hitting outside, and that's certainly what it looked like first up.
I actually love that. Tom Latham said he's a long way down. I think it's hit him outside the line. And Zach Folks is pointing leg side. So he thinks it's hit him outside the line, but it's missing leg stump. So all going on out in the middle. But again, a great 1-2 from Zach Folks. Setting the over up. It's the ball. That cross seam delivery, three-quarter seam that's leaving the right-hander. Then it's the in-swinger attacking the stumps.
That's clipped away nicely. 4 on the board for Joss Butler, and that is a good shot. It's a shot of confidence from Butler.
And just good batting, short boundary towards that side, trying to get outside the line of off stump once again, stacking things in his favour. He gets a ball that he can work leg side towards the shortest boundary and few races away.
I say a shot of confidence, considering how many fielders are there in catching positions. You'll feel good about that, Butler. Folks, just a wee bit shorter. It's all the fours, 44 for 4 after 10.
It goes home. There's nothing like Saturday night main event. The stars, the spotlight. Everyone is buzzing. The spectacle. It's so violent, incredible. An event this big is built for prime time. Watch WWE Saturday night's main event tomorrow 5:30 a.m. live only on Sony Sports Network and Sony Live.
They're going to stand by their man here, aren't they? Jake Duffy to bowl a 6 straight over. Bethel on strike. How about that? New Zealand are writing the theme tune, singing the theme tune. Daryl Mitchell takes another catch. Jacob Bethel goes. They've lost 5.
And just jags away. It's a great catch from Daryl Mitchell, high and to his left. Gets the big mitts on it. Decision to keep Jacob Duffy going, a good one. New Zealand have picked up their 5th wicket. It's the left-handed Jacob Bethel gone for 11. England, the slide continues, 44 for 5 now.
For 5 as Sam Curran takes the wander out to the middle here at Wellington Stadium. As we have a look at this delivery again, Jake Duffy, he's got 3. Scrambled seam, climbed off the pitch. Bethel had a real crack at it, and Daryl Mitchell takes a very good catch. Just a bit close into cut, Frank.
Excellent from Duffy. Pace, bounce, movement away. It's a favoured scoring area for Jacob Bethel. As you said, Scotty, so it's a little bit cramped on that shot. He's just the top edge. Great piece of fielding. Great piece of fielding from Mitchell.
Oh, imagine getting one that jags back here. Oh, it starts straight. Takes a little bit off this pitch. Job to do here for these two. Boy, is it a job.
Well, England's second leading run scorer for the series, Jamie Overton, coming in next at number 8. Completely lose the faith here.
Well, you got 190 games of experience out there, and Joss Butler, and more. 197, is it? This is 197 today. Sam Curran, he's no stranger to the setup. He's gone away. He's worked hard on his batting and white ball game. But the bowling's just been so on. 3 for 25, Jake Duffy. 2 for 19, folks.
Yeah, they've been right on the money, haven't they? They have just been at this English top order.
That's pretty wild. And that is a rarity for Jake Duffy in this series. Just lost control of that one.
Well, I was about to say, there have been very few freebies. And then right on cue, of course, is the way. Jacob Duffy loses his line, sprays one down the leg side. The thing that I think has stood out about this New Zealand bowling lineup is very favourable conditions, but they've been very disciplined. They haven't gone searching for bowling the absolute miracle ball.
Oh, it's edge and it flies past second slip. That'll run away for 4. Now you take them. They're still going to play their shots. That much we know. The England side, they don't stop.
Yeah, 50 comes up for England. This is Sam Curran. He's on the march. He's trying to get Jacob Duffy off that length. And that's because this opening pair for New Zealand with the ball have been so spot on. They've had such control over length that you feel as a batter you have to do something to try and negate that.
It's high on the bat. England this series in the power play. They've scored 138 runs in 3 power plays. They've lost 11 wickets. And you may as well say 12 because they lost one first ball outside the power play today. It's not a winning formula, that.
It's tough going, really tough going. Especially when you look down that list, there's so many stroke makers there. One thing coming in when they've got a platform and the ball's a bit older. Don't need them in when it's still nipping around and the opening pair's still bowling. 53 for 5.
Postcard day on Wellington Harbour, looking into Port Nicholson. Te Papa there, the National Museum of New Zealand. Well worth a look when you're in town. Folks bowling his 6th over. Change might not be too far away for New Zealand. Glenn Tickner, who was fabulous on Wednesday night, 4 for 34, his best ever. List 8 figures. He'll be champing at the bit to get hold of the white ball today. It's wide, but it's inside the line.
Oh, well, surely between Tickner coming off career best, Nathan Smith back in the side, they will be itching to get the ball in hand. Watch the 2 opening bowlers, Folkes and Duffy, go to work. They have picked picked up 5 wickets between them. And it's been a little bit of a tale of the series so far, as the opening bowlers have been allowed to bowl big spells. Don't often see it in one-day cricket, but they're getting their team so far ahead.
That's wides, they're short, and then there's a little too short.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of the short stuff so far. Predominantly, we've seen length bowling. We've seen bowlers run in, and something that's talked about a little bit, that test match length. That 7-metre mark is generally thought to be the sweet spot. And because of pitch conditions also stayed at the game, they've been allowed to run in and just bowl predominantly in that area. And you hear teams talk about it a lot, is if you've got bowlers who've got the skill set, like this opening pair do, to swing the ball, seam the ball, that subtle variation of seam position to get different outcomes off the surface. They talk about hitting bowlers off their length. So is that going aerially? Is that using your feet, trying to get down to it? Just doing anything to try and change that length up. But when you're 5 wickets down already, it becomes so much harder to do that.
Joss Butler trying to negate any swing from folks here by taking a good step across onto middle stump. That allows him to access the leg side, which he wants to do with the swing of folks.
And it gives him a second line of defence. If he can get outside the line of off stump, get the front pad out there. If he's missing deliveries, getting struck on the pads, he can't be given out LBW.
There's a tickle at this one. It's given wide again. Folks just getting a little loose. Well, here's the two guys, Folks and Duffy, in the power play. And that's the length you talked about, Frank. That's where they want to live.
Yeah, they've been spot on. And you get two guys who can move the ball in either direction and complement each other so nicely. But they've just been happy to just smash away at length. Let the ball do its talking from there. Full enough that you feel you want to press forward, but you know that it's not a driving length. You know it's not an area you can just let the hands go through. It's not necessarily a length that you can push back too comfortably, create some depth in the crease. So you see a lot of players getting stuck on the crease, pushing at the ball with their hands, fending at it, and then because they're in that survival mode around that length, you almost see the rash shots come out. You've got to try and attack it. You've got to try and hit them off that area.
Bit of short ball this time from Folks. Yeah, we saw Jofra Archer live around about the 8-metre mark when he bowled, but these two, that 7-metre mark has been gold for them. 55 for 5 after 12.
UEFA Champions League, Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund, 6th November, 1:30 a.m. Live on Sony Sports Network and Sony Live.
Nice shot of the beehive. It's the offices, New Zealand Parliament offices, not the Houses of Parliament. Back in the side today, Devon Conway. Injury to Williamson, so he gets another opportunity at the top. Probably pleased that that opportunity will come in the second half of the game. Looking at the life that is in the surface right now.
I did say to Jeetan Patel, Greg, that this might be the first time England playing New Zealand. There's no South Africans playing. And Devon Conway came back into the team, but he assures me that Bryden Coss, I think, is also heralds from the Republic. So, no luck there.
Yeah, you got that wrong.
And
You had one chance this morning, didn't you?
And you were probably hoping there was no South Africans in the commentary box. So lucky Wags has left and I've come in. But what a beautiful day. This reminds me so much of the day Southie got 7 for 33. This is a similar feel to it.
Also against England, wasn't it? World Cup game.
Yeah, and
World Cup game?
yeah, it was a World Cup game, but later on in the year, I think it was more. I don't know the exact date, but it had this, beautiful Wellington, blue sky, still ocean, not a wisp of wind in the air, and it was swinging.
Yeah, you can't beat Wellington on a good day, but if you're a batter, you don't want good days. Because that's when the ball does move around here. The light southerly, it's the same down the road actually at the test ground, Basin Reserve. It's on the nice, light southerly days it moves around. When it's miserable and gloomy and blowing a gale from the north, which is 99% of the days here, the ball doesn't really swing around.
Yeah, and you're right. It does. When it's a little bit warmer, quite still, there's a lot of swing. And we've seen swing both ways from Jacob Duffy. And earlier on today, Brendan McCullum was out there and told Jofra Archer, we overheard him say, you got a bowl from the northern end. That's where Southie got 7 for 33. So there might be a little bit of a lucky end that Jacob Duffy's bowling from. Certainly has been swing.
Well, here you go. Here is the card from that World Cup game, 2015. Yeah. Joe Root, better game there with 46, hung in there. Yeah, Southie was amazing. He really was. He was making him talk. Big crowd as well. They were going delirious. New Zealand was knocking England over. Run. Yeah, I think he would have made it. He was always tight. 57 for 5.
रफ्तार के इस खेल में गोता लगाने के लिए तैयार हो जाइए। चेन्नई क्वेश्चन का ये दूसरा शिकार है। And there it is! There it is! Dream run! Make no mistake, it is a tall task, it is a big ask. लाई है, 2 पॉइंट और लाई है। आज अल्टीमेट खोखो ने इतिहास रचा है।
देखिए अल्टीमेट खोखो लाइव सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क और सोनी लिव पर।
Look at that, stunning, isn't it, today? Now, how close was this? Gathered through, needed to dive, would have made it, I think, Karen, so a good single in the end.
Tell you what, our good friend Craig McMillan would not be enjoying that, running off the block. Not allowed to slide your bat off the block. You've got to be on the block sliding your bat. I've seen so many batters that try and ground their bat and drop in and just...
Oh, it grabs, the outfield grabs the bat.
Yeah. See, a lot of them caught short, but it was the dive though, so it was all right, probably.
If you're diving, that's a softer bit of ground to land on. Mind you, the good thing with diving, when you're batting, is you've got your pads on, so you don't graze your knees.
It's just that the flaps of the top, they bend over and the grass gets at them. And if you're a little bit OCD, let's have a look at the dive here. Yeah, that is textbook. And you see the flaps at the top of your pad? Sometimes they fold back and the grass gets in there.
The other thing you got to be aware of when you are diving is don't let the bat bounce.
Yeah, another good one. I mean, Mac was big on it. We talk about so many things before the game.
It was in the air. Squirted away on the onside. I mean, half a chance. There was some shouts of catch it.
Surely not. Surely this bounced. It was an inside edge. Inside half for the bat. I wonder if it's carried. That would be phenomenal if it has carried. Oh, just short. The crowd were interested though. Good effort there from Devon Conway.
elongated spell by these two as well. Folks into his 7, Duffy's bowled 7. Surely there'll be a bowling change shortly. Both these, rightly so, given an extra over than you would expect because they've got the ball talking, they've got it swinging. Still got the player of the last match in the wings. Yet to bowl with Blair Tickner. Leading edge. Gets away with it, gets a single.
It's horrible if you're a left-hander, isn't it, Rig? I mean, as a left-hander, you're watching this. A bowler running from around the wicket, seaming and swinging the ball, angling it in, but seaming and swinging it away from sort of that off-stump middle. It's awful. You have to play at it, don't you? 2 slips waiting, gully.
Well, you have to have the intent to play. The last thing you do is he's swinging it away, so I'm going to let it go. Your thinking can't be let go, because that's when the one that doesn't swing knocks you over without playing a shot. So you have to have the intent to play first. And I think when the ball is swinging, the key, no matter what form of the game it is, be it T20, one day test, is if the ball is swinging, play it late. Have good balance, let the ball come to you, let it do its stuff in the air.
Yeah, as soon as you go at it with the hard hands, that's when you bring the slips into play. Start playing outside that off stump.
Well, Butler, I feel, deserves a drink. And he can enjoy one because he's still there at 59 for 5 after 14.
रानी ये नहीं जानती कि उसे खतरा बाहर से कम भीतर से ज्यादा है।
पीएम की कुर्सी से गिराने वाली अगर कोई है तो वो केवल रानी भारती ही है।
उन्मा बड़ा कर रही है गवार। जवाब तो देना ही पड़ेगा। 7 नवंबर से सिर्फ सोनी लिव पर।
There's nothing like Saturday night main event. The stars. The spotlight. Everyone is buzzing. The spectacle. Somewhat incredible. An event this big is built for prime time.
Watch WWE Saturday Night's main event tomorrow 5:30 a.m. live only on Sony Sports Network and Sony Live.
रफ्तार के इस खेल में गोता लगाने के लिए तैयार हो जाइए। चेन्नई क्विकन का ये दूसरा शिकार है। And there it is. There it is. Dream run. Make no mistake. It is a tall task. It is a big ask. आई है। 2 पॉइंट और लाई है। आज अल्टीमेट खोखो ने इतिहास रचा है।
देखिए अल्टीमेट खोखो लाइव सिर्फ सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क और सोनी लिव पर। Sony Sports Network presents Cricket Blockbuster Season.
जी हाँ, तेज तर्रार क्रिकेट के लिए हो जाइए तैयार।
Sony Sports Network.
Wow, what a game of cricket we're having. What a beauty.
Sony Sports Network.
A great reading, as it has been the whole way through this series for the top order. Tormented by the New Zealanders. Little outside edge there from Smith. Wafted one before that, then had another waft and edged it. That was Root. Got an LBW duck and tried to swing on the way on the onside. Pete Derrick. Good catch by Ravindra. Regulation second slip catch off the outswinger from Duffy. Took care of Harry Brook, and a smart catch by Mitchell.
Well, I'd say great reading, Rick. That is great reading if you're a Black Caps fan. Not if you're just waking up in England to look at that. 59 for 5 recovery is the key here with Joss Butler and Sam Curran at the crease. They've been exceptional, New Zealand. They bowled magnificent lines. Great length. They've got the ball full. They've swung it and used the conditions.
Nathan Smith now is gets the ball in hand. Likely to be a double bowling change for New Zealand. Well, to tell you the truth, I'd be tempted to bowl folks out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, seeing folks just go through. He's been so miserly, but also, I think that length, like they haven't overused the bouncer. They've just bowled that probing length all the time. Stuck at it. In partnership. That's the important thing as well, Rick, is bowling in partnership. They've been exceptional.
Yeah, in a normal situation, folks would be definitely one on earmark to bowl at least 3 at the death because he's got all the tricks. He can swing the ball. That's his first mode, is to swing the ball. He's very good, quite nippy, but he's proven as he came up through the New Zealand white ball ranks in the T20, he's got all the tricks and is a natural option for the death. But in this situation, if he can pick up another wicket, then there's massive trouble. Not that they're not already. Two slips of Butler. Square leg up in the circle. New Zealand attacking, they can drop players out at this point, but they're not. They've just got the 2 out on the boundary, one at fine leg, one at the third man.
Yeah, decisions to make here as captain. Because you don't really want the spinner to come on when it's swinging and seaming. I would be inclined to give one of Folkes or Duffy, just bowl them through. Why not? If they're feeling good, you do have to ask that question. How are you feeling? How's the rhythm? Are you a bit tired? Because generally, Test cricket, you're bowling, looking at a 6-over, 7-over spell, then taking a break.
But the difference there is that in this game, if you bowl your 10 straight up, bowl a long spell, you don't have to come back later in the day.
You can go have a rub down.
Yeah, that's why in Test match cricket, and once you've bowled a bowler for 6 or 7, especially a quick 6 or 7, you've got to think, okay, well, give them another one. That will hurt them later on the day when it might need to call on them. But it's about actually managing their loads through the day. In this form, you're done. Bowled your 10, away you go and field.
I always felt that was kind of round about that 7th, 8th over. That's where you did feel a little bit of fatigue. But these guys are fit. They're with Chris Donaldson, the trainer. So they'd be ultra fit enough to do a triathlon. But I'd like to see, who would you pick? Would you pick Folkes or would you go for Duffy? Obviously, Smith's taken Duffy's end here, the northern end. So it's probably more Folkes then, isn't it? See if you can keep him going for another, even if it's 2, just try and get the next wicket. Joss Butler's the big one for me. It's a big wicket, and that's Chris Donaldson. He's got some big guns as well. He's the trainer.
Yeah, it was New Zealand's fastest man for a while, wasn't he? A sprinter. Olympic, did he go to the Olympics?
You were so lucky you missed Chris Donaldson as a strength and conditioning coach, because he changed things. It went from, having a relaxed maybe Coca-Cola or something on the side to doing deadlifts and drinking protein shakes. Yeah, he went to the Commonwealth Games. He's a 100-meter sprinter.
Driving hard. Driving for 4. 64 for 5.
Well, it's offered with Nathan Smith, and Joss Butler loves it. A little bit airborne. Was airborne for a while. You can see the power he possesses. He's got quick hands. You can't give this man an opportunity to get in. He is a fine player, Joss Butler, with a lot of experience.
Well, I should have been a captain. I'm going to go with my idea of bowling, folks. I hope it comes off, though.
think Rob Walters actually listens to you, Rick. I think when you're on in the commentary box, he says, listen, I'm just going to the back there, and turns the TV on. Just to get extra ideas. He has listened to you.
Oh no, I wouldn't listen to me. He's just come in and hold a rank long up, been hit for 4. Rightly so.
Said to the captain, really, another one? An 8th? Whose decision was this? Well, he's got the field for it, just a little bit short. As we saw in his first over, it was a little bit short. If he can pull that length up to where he's been living, that length ball around that 7.5 metre length, that's the danger. He's got a slip, gully, even backward point is in the game there.
Did look like a tight ball though, didn't it? That's not tight, that's where he needs to be. Just hang out there, camp there.
Angled in. Look at the seam, bolt upright. Aiming towards third man. Just nibbles off the seam. A healthy play and miss. You just have to wipe that as a batter and play the next one.
Fractionally shorter this time. Same result. Quality of delivery still there as well. If he gets the ball in the right area because it's still swinging, he is a handful. Will continue to be for the next couple of overs.
These two bowlers have been absolutely brilliant. We've seen one maiden from Folkes. He's just 2 for 27 off 7.5 overs. Miserly. The key is when you've got these conditions is to keep a batter at one end so that you can work out a game plan to get them out. Oh, a leave. I'll tell you what, the England coaching staff will not be happy with that. I don't think that was allowed. I mean, Ben Duckett, he left 9 deliveries, I think it was, in Test cricket for a year of Test cricket. Unbelievable stat.
Good stop. Keep the pressure on, an opportunity for Curran to drive. Nathan Smith denies him the runs.
Outside half of the bat, great fielding. I mean, that when you're a batting team and the conditions are against you, and you finally hit one out of the middle, and then suddenly someone dives and stops, it just feels like, where's my next run going to come? 68 for 5, England.
No run!
68 for 5.
Watch UEFA Europe the League. GMK Dynamo vs Celta. Thursday, 6 November, 11:50 PM. Live on Sony Sports Network and Sony Live.
Bryce and a smile from Butler. I'll tell you what, I really hope he goes on to a decent score here, Butler, because he's out, he's fighting, he's battling away out there, he's trying to apply himself. He's a naturally aggressive player, and I think he's decided, you know what, I'm gonna dig it. I'm gonna get through this tough period, and I hope it works for him. 15 from 33. Everything he tries at the moment, though, New Zealand's seen to counter.
Yeah, it's an uncharacteristic innings for Butler, isn't it, in white ball cricket? Naturally aggressive, comes out. He can play both games though. We've seen how versatile he can be.
You see, I don't mind it. To me, that is an illustration of being positive. Change your position on the crease. Don't just stand there and waft. And we saw a little bit of that early on from some of the players.
Yeah, there's intent there, isn't there? Change your position to try and get the bowler to think a little bit differently about where they're placing the delivery. But you're right about the fights. Like, I love seeing players when it's tough as batters. You can see they're digging in, they really try hard. And I think Daryl Mitchell is a classic example of that. You actually see a real want, real drive to him wanting to succeed. And as a fan, that's what you want from your players. You don't mind if they lose, but if you can see that desire and passion to play and do well, that's what you're looking for.
This time, looking for room. That's good enough to get him a single.
But I mean, you would have felt as well, Rick, the harder you tried sometimes, the worse it got as a player. You just had to relax, didn't you? You know, when you try hard and you think you're going to have a good score on the golf course, you think, oh, I'm actually going to lock in here.
Yeah, I think you're always trying hard. How do you define that trying hard?
It's the body language that can give it away, but for some players, relaxing is the key,
I
right?
think you have to try smart. There's times I think about it. Gee, you know, every former old has-been, you know, would love to have their time again. And you know, you do think of those times where you went through bad runs of form, where you let yourself down. You think, you know what? Why don't I just do it that way? You know, it might have been just changing your position on the crease, or maybe just moving towards the ball. And, you know, I think you should always be trying hard. It's just how you're applying yourself. 9 for 5.